Hello and welcome to the Geek Den, and today we're going to be looking at issue 4 of Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. This is the magazine. These are the parts. Quite a lot of parts in this issue. Okay, let's have a little quick look through the magazine. Also, all the instructions are at the front. There's a lot of little bits, little tiny springs. So yeah, on this issue there is quite a lot to do, which is good. I like being kept busy on these sort of builds. We're building the Mr. Fusion reactor. There's also the Palladium reactor cover as well, depending on which one you want on the vehicle at the time. Okay, so this is where it starts. So this is how they once again designed the DeLorean for the film. Time circuits there, the Mr. Fusion and stuff. This is how they went about casting the dock roll. Some people that were considered. We have the back issue about Einstein there, the dog. Some facts, and issue 5 is the front left suspension. Once again, quite a lot of parts. Obviously we'll be bringing you that here. Back in the magazine just shows you some of the parts you get, and this is all the parts that we get in this issue. I'm going to open them up and build them. Okay, so this is the parts all put together and that. Right. Firstly, I'm going to say there's a few issues here with these parts, and we'll get to them in just a second. But these is how they both look constructed. Like this. It's good that you come with the two sections. I've got a funny feeling though that this section actually sits on top like that. But it also means that you can have both pieces to make it the Back to the Future 2 DeLorean or the first Back to the Future. Right, let's get on to some of the bits. Okay, firstly is this. It's this top section here is very loose. As you can see, it's supposed to be clamped in, and it is, but it's just it's very loose. Not an issue really. It does. Let's try turning it. It does turn around and come out. This is where the palladium goes in. But as you can see, it's quite loose in there. It's not as tight as I would have liked it. But yes, obviously when you take this cap off, there is like a plastic see-through section there. It'd be nice if you could see where the palladium goes. Maybe you might, but I do believe it's the engine you see underneath that. As you can see as well, let's see if I can. It doesn't sit right. It's sort of got a little lip just here. Even if you turn it, that lip stays there. And then we've got the Mr. Fusion reactor here. It looks really nice from this angle. If we turn it over, we have these horrible black screws. You can see here. My best bet would be either to paint these sections white or with some Tipex or something to get the right colour in. I'm surprised they haven't done little covers. They may well do in a later issue. I don't think they will. But yeah, also as well as another thing to watch out for. I'm just going to show you the book for a second. It's on the last page. It's this section right up here. It's these bits here where you get the little little springs. I don't feel that they do much, but they're there and they are massively fiddly to do. I actually lost one in the process, and I'll just show you. If you can see that there. There is one there. The other one I lost, and you're only supplied 2, and they are massively fiddly to get in. I do use a pair of tweezers to get them in. It doesn't tell you that on the book, but that's what you need. Just focus on that a little bit. You can just about make out. I'm sorry about the focus here, but you can just about. Yeah, that's a better shot. There is a little screw there. Also, as well, with this section here, it says to screw in 2 of the smaller screws here, but the screws are quite long and you can't actually get into, and I'll just show you that quickly on here. Once again, it doesn't really matter too badly that you have 1 or 2. There's the one I got in, and if we look on the other side, there's not one because I couldn't get it in. It hasn't dropped or anything, and it's still quite stiff to move, so it's still quite quite stiff to move. I'll just pull that down and show you. As you can see, it stays there. And like I said, the springs don't seem to do much. They don't spring it back or anything. Also, as well, when you take this out, this bit off, and you pull this bit up. This bit is quite stiff as well, depending on how much you screw it in. But I've also noticed that I've obviously been opening and closing this, and as you can see, there is a little bit of paint chip there. Hasn't happened on the other side, but it did happen on this side, and that wasn't with me screwing it in or anything. That was just simply me pushing this thing up and down, up and down. It's quite alright. I'll probably at a later stage in the build, I will probably Tipex or paint these bits white and just touch up that little bit of white there. But apart from those little niggles I've got with this section, it actually looks really nice. It's really labelled, really detailed. Let's try and, there's also a little logo up the top here. But yeah, I would imagine that this goes on, and this probably sits on the top of that like that. But yeah, it's good that it's given you the 2 there to decide on which one you would prefer to use on your DeLorean. If you're looking about the size, my wife is also building the Ford Mustang. Here it is. We're up to issue 54, I do believe, or 53. I think she's on that one. So you can kindly see the rough size of it. Obviously, this is a muscle car, so it's much bigger than the DeLorean. You can see that with the wheels there. These are much thinner and smaller, but the wing fits over the wheel quite. I mean, it's not the right side, but you can see it sort of sits there. But we kind of get these sort of gist on how big it's going to be with the wheels sitting in it as well. The wheel arch, I would imagine, back there. But yeah, that's where we are in this stage. Thank you for watching, and I hope the hints were helpful. And keep it geek then, and we'll see you next time.